Welcome to the North Star Network here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. It's Game 2 of the Section 3 Class A Boys Lacrosse Semifinals between the 4th-seeded Syracuse City Cougars and the top-seeded Baldwinsville Bees. Hunter Bashuskas is stepping in as my color commentator until Drew Matiasik comes here. So, Hunter, definitely a big game. You got the top seed following a good game between CNS and Liverpool. The Liverpool Warriors, the 3 seed, advancing over the CNS North Stars after an 11-8 win. Hunter, Beeville, one of the top teams in the state, number 1 seed in the section. They're 14-1. What do you got on Beeville so far?
So far, I feel like I have. I don't know, honestly. Listen, I'm nervous right now. It's my first time.
It's always a fun feeling your first time. I remember that first time.
I cannot wait till next year, especially. But Keegan Lynch, 34 goals on the season and an All-American.
Yeah, Hunter, Beeville has 3 All-Americans, 2 All-Americans and 1 academic All-American. You have the All-Americans for Beeville. You have Jacob Chiz, who has won 142 faceoffs this year. That is an extraordinary number, especially in high school. That's college, maybe even PLL numbers, Hunter.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like it.
And Chiz is in the faceoff, and that goes back to number 22, Carson Dill. Beeville going to look for something to do. Dill has the ball, Carson Dill. The junior midfielder, 30 goals and 9 assists. He is one of my players to watch. Carson Dill, has 6 3-plus goal games on the season. Now, Hunter, this Beeville Bees' only loss of the season was to Victor. Now, Victor is the second best team in the state in that red-hot Rochester lacrosse area. Section 3 and Rochester are the 2 powerhouses, but Rochester produces some pretty good teams.
Yeah, and so far, there's a
save by Cosmo Kessler, the goalie for Syracuse City. He goes to Henniger High School. 147 saves and 140 goals allowed on the season. He is just +7. It looks like Drew Matiasik is here from the baseball game. Thank you for stepping in, Hunter. You'll be seeing a lot more of Hunter Pashuska next year on the North Star Network. Welcome, Drew. Drew's coming from the CNS baseball game. Did they beat RFA?
They're destroying them. I had to leave early. They were, I think it was 9-0 when I left.
That is a crazy baseball score. Looks like Syracuse City's trying to get something to work. That is number 16, Owen Burns. Owen Burns has 48 goals, 25 assists. He's the points leader for Syracuse City. Drew, he's definitely a player to watch.
Definitely a lethal scorer for Syracuse, someone Beeville should watch out for during this game.
Now, I spoke to Syracuse City head coach Matt Dowd before the game, and he said he's feeling good coming into sectionals. They had a solid red-hot fourth quarter, and that's a goal for Beeville! A diving goal by number 1, Ryan Quinn. Beeville puts the exclamation point on early, Drew. His 11th goal of the season.
That'll make it 22 points for Ryan Quinn if we include regular season points, which I think or assume that we're going to do for tonight. That is incredible stats, especially for lacrosse. Ryan Quinn, 11th goal of the season, putting Beeville up 1-0 with 10:10 left in the first quarter.
What a beautiful goal by Ryan Quinn. Now, Beeville has won 5 straight. They're the number 1 seed. They're the best team in the section. I really think Syracuse City is going to have a fight. And Syracuse City head coach Matt Dowd said he acknowledged it's going to be a dogfight tonight. He says that he thinks that he can stay in a close game. Syracuse City is coming off of a solid fourth quarter. They scored 6 goals in the fourth quarter against RFA in the play-in game on Saturday in that 95-degree heat. Drew, I don't think it would be fun to play lacrosse in 95-degree heat.
Not at all. This is perfect lacrosse weather. I believe it's about, 70 degrees, a nice cool 65, 70 degrees here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. Sunny, a little bit cloudy. It's great baseball weather, too.
Yeah, it was. I got to say, I was down on the sideline for CNS Liverpool Game 1 here on the North Star Network. It was beautiful. It was hot. I was looking back here for my sideline reports, and that's a goal for number 5, Tyler Hale. 36 goals on the season. He makes it even. 36 goals, 36 assists, and Syracuse City knots it, and it is 1-1 tie.
An amazing stat line for a junior on the attack for Syracuse, and one of Owen's highlighted players, because I could not get down to my house quick enough to get these rosters printed out because CNS baseball is just too good. That makes it 1-1. 9:22 left in the first quarter.
That was a great goal. I think we've seen so far 2 highlight reel goals. If all the goals are going to be like that, get your popcorn ready, folks. This is going to be a fun one.
You know, Johnny, I feel really weird in here. This is the first time I think I've been in the booth without dress clothes on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over here in my dress shirt, tie, dress pants. It was a little warm on the sideline, a little steamy. I'm still sweating a little bit. And then we got Drew in his. I hate that I have to say this, but you're in a Mets hoodie.
I am
a New York Mets hoodie.
A New York Mets hoodie. But you have a Syracuse Mets pen, so that kind of...
I do. Well, go Syracuse Mets. But, I don't know, Yankees forever. But, back to this game. There's a flag on the play. It's a slash. Looks like it's a slash on the Syracuse City Cougars. That's number 18, Tristan Bell Thomas, the senior defender. So that's a 1-minute releasable penalty for the Cougars. So Beeville will be a man up for a minute.
Definitely not something Syracuse wants to do. If they want to keep this match tight, if they want to upset the top, probably one of the best lacrosse teams this area has seen in years, they definitely do not want to be playing man down. You got to play man up. I was watching the CNS broadcast from the baseball game. Me and Mr. Vanette were watching it. CNS had some man down goals, but this can't happen all the time. As you see, photographer Will Madeley dive out of the way of that shot.
Will
Madeley from Madeley Photography.
Well, definitely, Drew. This Beeville team, they're one of the best in the state. I spoke to head coach of Beeville, Matt Wilcox, about that, and he said this is one of the toughest working group of guys that he's ever had. He said they put in the work, and that is why they are where they are. It's a labor of love, and he said he expects this team to do very well. And he acknowledged Syracuse City is going to give them a fight. They had a good game against the 5th-seeded RFA Black Knights, and that ball will go to Syracuse City.
Cosmo Kessler with an amazing save for Syracuse, the sophomore goaltender. This reminds me of Liverpool's defender Owen Salinger, an amazing goalie. Cosmo Kessler with 147 saves on the season. Salinger was dominant. I think he was one of the key components to a Liverpool win against the North Stars in the game before.
If I'm not wrong, from what I heard down on the sideline, he had about in the neighborhood of 18 saves. Probably more. That's about the last time I heard towards the end of the game. But around 18 saves, that's crazy for a goalie. Oh, as number 17, Ryan Hollenbeck shoots, but he missed the key component, Drew. He forgot the ball.
He did forget the ball. Looked like he was cross-checked down a little bit. He's gaining back possession of that ball, setting up on the side of the net as he sends it behind.
No penalty, as looks like number 1, Ryan Quinn, is going to take it in, and he shoots, and it's a save by Cosmo Kessler, but possession is back. Keegan Lynch has it.
Kessler.
Fighting for it. Kessler, another save. He is the key to Syracuse City, as that's a good batted ball by number 23, Colin Doyle.
Syracuse is playing nice and gritty right now with Baldwinsville. They're not giving up an inch, especially the goaltender.
As Beeville gets the ball back, number 13, Keegan Lynch, the All-American, has it, 34 goals, 39 assists. That's a solid total. There are multiple people on Beeville who have more than 25 goals. That's a good team. They're 14-1. They went 8-0 in the SCAC Metro. It's a solid season. You expect them to win the sectional championships. As he flips it, and number 22, Carson Dill, shoots it just above the net. And Beeville will retain possession.
You're seeing both photographers, too, behind the net, Will Madeley and Devin Freeman.
And that's a shot by number 17, Ryan Hollenbeck, and he puts Baldwinsville up by 1. Beautiful goal by Ryan Hollenbeck. Drew, that was good ball movement by the Beeville Bees.
Great ball movement. If I'm not mistaken, according to Owen's stats, that's his 30th goal of the season. Ryan Hollenbeck, 30 goals, 9 assists as the senior attack for Baldwinsville.
That was a great play. Beeville is going to keep – I think Beeville's going to run up the score. I mean, if you look at the stats, and I always do the average goals per game, if you look down on the stat sheet, Syracuse City – not adding in today's goal, they've scored 209 compared to Beeville, who's only scored 190. Now, Beeville doesn't give up many goals. You're not going to see Beeville in a close game give up 10-plus goals. They only average to give up 6, while Syracuse City averages to give up 8.
Oh, sorry, Johnny. That was I thought you were done speaking. Yeah, we saw that when I broadcast this Baldwinsville North Stars game on April 29th with Owen O'Keefe in the booth here. What we saw primarily was that Beeville was always on the attack. They did not ever have any – they never played defense. They never had to play defense. And statistics also showed that because I don't know who's in net for Baldwinsville tonight, but I remember looking and I remember seeing a limited amount of shots, not only just goals going in, but just shots in general that he was facing because when Beeville does go on defense, their defense is extremely strong.
Yeah, Drew, Nick Carey is in goal for Baldwinsville, the junior. He has 54 saves, 32 goals, and that's another goal for Baldwinsville. I was looking down at my stat sheet. Beeville traveled pretty well.
That's another one by Ryan Hollenbeck, I believe.
Ryan Hollenbeck has had a solid game so far. Yes, that is a goal by Ryan Hollenbeck for Baldwinsville. That's his 31st goal of the season.
That's astounding stat line for Ryan Hollenbeck.
And he's a senior, so if you're a senior on this insane 14-1 team, you want to go out with a bang. And Beeville's only loss, like I was saying before, their only loss was to Victor, the second best team in the state. And that was by a close game. It was 9-6. Mm-hmm. So they don't give up much, and they didn't score much. So if you want to win, you got to hold Beeville to under 10. That's the key to success. We haven't really seen them lose.
Yeah.
They do have big wins. They beat out of section teams, Ballston Spa, Webster Thomas, and a team all the way from that was Liverpool. But they beat Ballston Spa and Webster Thomas. They also beat 2 solid teams in Section 3. They beat CBA, Ryan Powell's CBA brothers, 17-6 a few weeks ago. And they also beat section powerhouse Jamesville DeWitt. Syracuse City's really main win was against Central Square. They beat the teams that they were supposed to. They're coming out of the Empire, so they're not really getting the best schools. I mean, the competition there is good. The only really big games they had were against Auburn, and they lost both of those games. And we know Auburn is a good school.
Yeah, Johnny, I mean, it's CNY lacrosse, especially high school lacrosse, incredible. This is, I guess you could say, the Minnesota for high school hockey. New York State is that Minnesota, but for lacrosse. It's incredibly intense. I mean, you can just see it from men's and women's lacrosse that we've broadcast. I think a lot of players, there's been multiple players on both teams whenever we broadcast that are going to Division I colleges.
Oh, of course. You have your hot spots. You have the Rochester hot spot. We saw the girls lacrosse team play Irondequoit. Irondequoit wasn't the best team statistically, but they came in here and beat the North Stars. So Rochester is a good team, both in men's and women's. And you saw Victor, who beat Beeville. So you have good teams there. Then you have Section 3, where you have all of these crazy good teams. Baldwinsville, CNS, West Genesee, CBA, the list goes on. You also have on the girls' side, South Jefferson, one of the best teams out of Onondaga County. And then you have Long Island. Long Island is always good.
Long Island is incredible for lacrosse. It's pretty much just here.
That shot was ripped by Colin Doyle.
As we can see, Keegan Lynch down below the net.
Well, we're talking about out-of-section competition. That's really the key. The North Stars had some out-of-section wins. They beat Ithaca, a powerhouse out of Section 4. They beat Rondout Valley, a Class C school. And they also beat Bethlehem. So they've beaten these good teams out of section. Like, as Owen and Rob always say, iron sharpens iron. North Stars head coach Chuck Wilbur always says that. As number 10 for the Cougars, Patrick Boyle takes it. We see number 9, Chris O'Brien, running along the sideline. And Baldwinsville will get the ball back. Baldwinsville's defense looked stingy there as number 33, Trey Ordway, takes it. There's a flag on the play as Hollenbeck tosses it to Doyle. Baldwinsville looking to slow something down. Number 10, Dylan Wortham has the ball. Wortham trying to get something going. Double teamed. You got to hit the hot hand here. You got to get it back to Hollenbeck. See if he can get another goal.
Hollenbeck with 2. He's already on fire for Baldwinsville.
To Keegan Lynch, the All-American.
Keegan Lynch is also a leader on the Baldwinsville hockey team. He scored a couple goals on us. Not really want to talk about that.
Lynch rips it off the stick of Kessler and in the goal. My goodness. And, okay, can we get the camera on this, Hunter? Look at the Beeville sideline as they were just doing one of my favorite NFL celebrations, the rowboat. Can we give him just a round of applause for that celebration? But Drew, great goal.
That was a great goal. Just as we were talking about how good Keegan Lynch was at not only lacrosse but firing those shots and at hockey as well, Keegan Lynch fires one past the Syracuse goalie Cosmo Kessler, making it a 4-1 ball game, 2:07 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a beautiful goal. Even more beautiful celebration by the Beeville sideline. As Jacob Chiz wins another faceoff. He's an All-American senior. He was really the spark plug for this Baldwinsville offense because he's their starter. He's won 142 faceoffs. That's an out-of-this-world number.
Jacob Chiz could probably go to Division I college just for his ability to take faceoffs and win faceoffs. I remember when he was here at CNS just a couple weeks ago on April 29th, CNS could not win a faceoff against Jacob Chiz. You could probably get Josh Kubala to win a faceoff here or there, but Jacob Chiz was dominant on those faceoffs, and he proved it against CNS, and it looks like he's going to prove it again tonight against Syracuse City.
Yeah, he's out of this world playing style. I mean, it's not often that you see someone put up a crooked number like that on faceoffs. One, as Dill is trying to get something going, up top passes to Leo Johnson. Johnson back to Cox. Cox passes it to Dill. Dill working on a man for Syracuse City. Good defense by Burns. Loses the ball and the long stick gets it for Syracuse City. That looks like it's number 8, Seamus Burns. Burns running along the sideline. Slows it down, passes it to Owen Burns.
As there's 45 seconds left, Syracuse needs to get a great physical, quick attack going here to secure a goal, make it 4-2 as time is running out for Syracuse to get this one in the net.
Finn Smith has it, dishes it down by the goal to number 5, Tyler Hale. Hale working behind the goal. A solid defense by Tucker Macknick.
See, Baldwinsville's defense is just dominant. It's different. It's just a different type of defense.
Yeah.
And they're proving it now. They're extremely aggressive, as we can see number 11 of Baldwinsville, Braden Penafeather Stevens, another player on the Baldwinsville hockey team, dominant out there on defense.
Missed shot by Patrick Boyle. Drew, I have to admit, before you mentioned that there was 45 seconds left, I didn't realize there was that little time left. That was a great quarter of lacrosse. Drew, what are your thoughts on that first quarter?
I think that Beeville is dominating offensively, but I feel like one of the reasons that Syracuse is still in this game after the first quarter is because of their goaltender, Cosmo Kessler, who before this game I believe had 127 saves. He is a sophomore for Syracuse City, something Syracuse City has a lot to look forward to in the future. Like Owen Salinger for Liverpool, it's Cosmo Kessler for Syracuse.
Yeah, that was a great first quarter of lacrosse. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, Hunter. You did very good.
I am very close with two people on the Devo roster. My mom's mad at me that I'm not doing this game. So if 31 or 34 go in, make sure to mention it. 31 or 34. Carter Little and Nick Foster.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the North Star Network. You can see us. Hello.
It's Casual Tuesday here in
Casual
the booth.
Tuesday.
As you can see, I just came from a baseball game. This is my baseball attire.
I turned over to Drew and I said, Drew, let's do a booth view. And he goes, what? And I go, it's Casual Tuesday.
It's Casual Tuesday.
Of course.
You know,
Gotta
normally
see
I
us.
would have come in a suit like everyone else, but it looks like Rob Bateman and Owen O'Keefe. I'm very grateful for them for giving us this opportunity tonight
Yes, thank you to
and
them.
not broadcasting the game, so we can have the chance tonight to broadcast it to you. Baldwinsville versus Syracuse City coming back in a couple of seconds. As you can see, they're just a couple booths over, enjoying the game.
Yeah, it's a good game so far. I mean, Beeville up 4-1 over Syracuse City. Syracuse City really needs to stiffen up their defense and work on that Baldwinsville defense. But you said, Drew, that Baldwinsville defense is unlike any defense that lots of teams have seen.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, they're good at stopping shots. When they even get on defense, they're on attack most of the time. But when they're actually on defense, it's hard for the opposing team to actually get a shot off on their goalie, who is Nicholas Carey. Again,
Baldwinsville passes it to their goalie, Nick Carey.
54 saves, but that's just not I mean, he can't have much more shots on him
No.
than that.
They have two goalies that they split between, it looks like. They also have Mason Clark, another senior. And that ball will go to the Cougars of Syracuse City. Taking it just past midfield. Dishes it to Owen Burns. We have two Burns, Owen and Seamus on this roster. We don't know if they're related.
Owen Burns. I think Owen's stats are a little outdated, Johnny, because it says he has 35 goals, 15 assists.
I got
48 goals.
25. Yeah, Syracuse City, I thank you to highschoolsportstats.com for mine. Looked at a different site for that. I looked at it and I'm like, whoa. Always an adventure doing statistics.
As you can see, Patrick Boyle on Syracuse take a little tumble behind the net there as it turns over to Baldwinsville.
Beautiful defense by Baldwinsville. As number 2, Caden Cox takes it to midfield. Number 13, Keegan Lynch has it, dishes it. And Syracuse City takes it away and cuts right through that Beeville defense as Owen Burns is running through the midfield. Slows it down a little bit. He's pretty fast, Drew.
He is extremely fast. You know who else is fast? That reminds me of is Joe Green on the CNS roster. He has legs. He can run. That
Joe
man
Green.
can run.
Joe Green had a stellar game, but obviously none faster than Gabby Putman. Hannah Boyle,
You still need to race him.
Kate Putman. I do. Johnny Lisi, Gabby Putman, the race of the century. 2022 coming up next year. That'll probably be on the morning announcement, so we don't know. You never know.
Maybe.
That'll
Maybe
be
we could put it under a sports report.
Oh, of course. That would be great. I note to the viewers at home, I do fully intend to lose that race. As Evan Carducci takes it back.
Just might have to make sure no one pulls a muscle in the event of that race.
I can see that you're looking at me. And number 17, Tommy
Well,
Ryu gets
I
a
don't think
shot off.
Gabby Putman or Kate Putman would pull a muscle.
No.
That's a warm-up for them.
You know, yeah, that's a marathon for me. As Ryu,
It's a marathon for anyone else. Their warm-up's 26 miles.
Ryu stumbles. He's okay. Took a second for him to get up. Now, Syracuse City, they're 10-7. That's a solid record. They were 4th in Class A. They beat Rome Free Academy, the 5th seed, in the quarterfinals, what I called the play-in game. But they're 2-3 in the SCAC Empire. One is that deflects off of Carey's stick, and it's a goal for Syracuse City. They cut the Baldwinsville lead to just 2. That was a good goal, Drew.
Something that Syracuse desperately needed, tightening this game to 4-2. Baldwinsville, this is the top team, one of the top teams in the state, only leading by 2. And this is the quarterfinals. The quarterfinal game, 9:19 left in the second quarter in this first half. Syracuse is making this a good game.
Yeah, Drew. Tyler Hale with the goal. That's his 36th goal of the season. Now, that's 37, actually. He scored the other goal. As Baldwinsville wins the faceoff, the dominant Jacob Chiz, once again, Keegan Lynch dishes it back behind the net to Ryan Quinn. Takes it up top to number 23, Connor Doyle.
I won't lie.
Shoots and scores! Number 17, Ryan Hollenbeck. That's a hat trick.
I will not lie. It's good to see just Baldwinsville forming. Baldwinsville's attack really starting to form that formation. It's like watching a very good movie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna call this movie Dominance. Not Dominance quite yet, but I feel like I gotta shout out the Beeville bench again. They did a human bench press. I'm sorry, that magnificent.
So we can see our amazing athletic director Tim Bednarski entering the field.
Yes. Oh, that's a tough face-off, but Chiz wins it again.
Maybe to get a closer look at those celebrations after every Baldwinsville goal.
Thank you to our camera operator, Hunter Bashuska. Hunter was my color commentator for those first few minutes. Thank you, Hunter.
Yes, thank you, Hunter, for covering me. I needed to get a bagel from Dunkin' Donuts on my way here because I had not eaten dinner, and CNS was beating RFA by so much that the game was still going on. So I just left.
Well, thank you to Hunter. You'll be seeing a lot of the three of us, including Aaron Tarquinio, next year on the North Star Network.
And another massive shout out to Mr. Vanette, who is allowing us to do this game not only today, but every single day. He's the teacher, the sponsor of the North Star Network, and he was with me tonight helping every baseball game go smoothly. It was a great season for those boys as they head into the quarterfinals later this week.
Good save by Cosmo Kessler there. Yes, big thank you to Mr. Vanette and our athletic director, Mr. Bednarski, the two guys who make this happen. We couldn't be here without them. A big thank you to them. An even bigger shout out to Owen O'Keefe and Robert Bateman, the two seniors who are running this program. We will miss you guys very much next year.
It will not be the same.
Won't be the same.
We will have to organize the NBT Bank games on our own next year.
Quinn takes it, passes it to Ordway. Ordway dishes it. They're passing it. Rips a shot. Missed by Ryan Hollenbeck. He's a hot hand. Drew, I got to say, I'm looking down at my roster, and I'm trying to figure out numbers and players, and they're zipping it by the time I find a player. It's already to the next man.
Hollenbeck is incredible out there on the attack tonight. 2 goals already for the Bees. Well, not in total, but for Ryan Hollenbeck.
Rips a shot under the goalie, missed by Trey Ordway. Trey Ordway, a good player. 28 goals, 9 assists. He's yet to score.
Great save by Cosmo Kessler for Syracuse City.
Up top, Ordway trying to get something going. Passes it to Ryan Quinn. Quinn takes it behind the net. Quinn dishes it. Up top to Carson Dial.
Dial's another player that we saw dialed in against the Baldwinsville
I was just going to say
CNS
that
game
he is
on April
dialed
29th.
in, and he gets hit, and there's a flag on the play. We're going to hear from the referee.
I think that's one phrase from Robin Owen that we are going to keep for the next 2 years of our high school career at the North Star Network.
Beep,
dialed
beep, beep.
in.
Get dialed in.
It's probably a phrase we'll use for the rest of our broadcasting careers.
Of course, of course.
The Mets are beep, 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 dialed in.
Yankees are more dialed in, but we'll talk about that at halftime when our mics are not on.
Only the camera mic. We'll
Lynch.
turn the camera mic down for that so
Keegan
people
Lynch
don't.
passes it behind X. Back to Lynch. Lynch takes it up top. Passes it inside, and that's deflected off of Cosmo Kessler's stick. He's been good, but the ball goes back to Baldwinsville. Ryan Quinn shoots just wide. I got to say, Drew, I've been looking this way to my right where Beeville is for most of this second quarter. They've been dominant.
They have been dominant. I'd just love to see the exit velocity on that last shot.
Rips a shot, and that's a goal. Carson Dial. That man is dialed in, and Hunter, let's see what that celebration is.
There's a body slam down there. It doesn't look like they're doing a team celebration now. It's 6-2, and it's not even halftime yet.
Hey, it's 6-2.
Looks like Baldwinsville might be starting to run away with this game so far. Syracuse City needs to have an answer, has to bounce back and see what they can do against Baldwinsville.
Yeah, Drew, and let's see. I'm gonna make a prediction here. Jacob Chiz is gonna win this face-off.
Let's take a look.
Chiz fighting for it. There it is.
And it looks like
Penfeather Stevenson gets it. Drew, I got to be honest. I was a little bit nervous for a second. I thought we would have the broadcasters curse. Penfeather Stevenson bounces it in the goal, and it is 7-0. 7-2, excuse me. Beeville has put a touchdown on Syracuse.
Baldwinsville, like I like to say, I think I've said this in every lacrosse game so far this year, they are riding a wave of momentum right now. 7-2 Baldwinsville. They are, that's, I think, 3 unanswered goals from Baldwinsville so far.
And Syracuse City is going to take a timeout. They got to talk things over. When I talked to head coach of Syracuse City, Matt Dowd, he's a very nice guy. He seemed calm. He said, we know we're going to give him a fight. He said he respects this Baldwinsville team very much, but they're one of the best teams in the state, and Syracuse City has their work cut out for them. They're in a 5-goal hole with 6:25 left to go in the half. They got a mountain to climb.
They do. And you know, Johnny, I'm going to go a little off topic here. I've never been excited for timeouts before, but I was really excited for that one because I got to click that little button that said -1 timeout on the graphic, and I got to say that made my day just being able to do that.
I love that. I honestly got to say, I like hitting that button and just seeing it go goal or timeout. The little pleasures of the North Star Network.
Yes.
That was a tongue twister.
That was one. That was one.
Little
But yeah,
pleasure.
Syracuse City really does need to start answering Baldwinsville's 3 unanswered goals here. That's probably what they're going to be talking about in this timeout. It's probably what I'd be talking about. But, you know, who knows? 7-2 Baldwinsville, 6:25 left in the half. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the North Star Network. I got a drink of water, and my mic was not in front of my face. So back to the game. Baldwinsville leading Syracuse City 7-2 as the dominant Jacob Chiz. I'm gonna call him. I feel like I gotta say this. Jacob Chiz is the Josh Allen of this game so far. Dominant
Quarterback calling all the plays for Baldwinsville.
Yeah, I like that reference. That was a good layer, but
yeah.
Dominant Josh Allen, yeah.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. As he loses, oh God, there's the announcer's curse.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is a little bit more dominant. Go Packers.
As Penfeather Stevenson gets it again, chasing along the end line, and the ball will go to Syracuse City.
Syracuse City really needs to do something on this attack here. This is probably what they were planning for in the timeout. That's probably what head coach Matthew Dowd. I didn't know if that said David or Dowd. But, yeah, Matthew Dowd will probably talking about setting up some sort of plan and attack right off the bat here. They just drew a turnover from Baldwinsville. Grab it as number 10, Patrick Boyle for Syracuse City will start with it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this is my first announcer's curse. I didn't have it at all in the basketball game when we did, and I made some assumptions, but Jacob Chiz, that's his first face-off loss. As Baldwinsville gets the ball back, the Cougars can't do anything about that. As he takes it past midfield, dishes it to Ryan Hollenbeck. Baldwinsville going to slow it down.
I think Ryan Hollenbeck could also be the Josh Allen of this game just because he's dominant and really calling all those plays on the attack.
Bravo, Drew, because Ryan Hollenbeck is number 17.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even mean to do that. Look at that.
Dramatic, ladies and gentlemen.
Might have to go out and buy a Josh Allen jersey after this.
You should. You really should. Welcome to the Mafia. And Syracuse City takes the ball, but tough defense. Corbin Leonard fighting for it along the outline. He's going to take it behind the goal. Taking it right along the end line. Followed closely, dishes it to his goalie, Cosmo Kessler, who tosses it to Pat Boyle. Boyle taking it along the end line, and looks like we are going to have a violation, and it's going to go back to Baldwinsville. Yet again, Syracuse City can't get anything going.
Not what Syracuse City wants to do right now, especially down by 5. 4:30 left in this first half.
Rips it off Kessler's stick, and the ball will stay with the Bees. Doyle has it. Doyle followed closely by number 18, Tristan Bell Thomas, one of the best defenders for Syracuse City, the senior. Rips, oh, I thought that was going to be a shot.
Syracuse City really going to be missing Tristan Bell Thomas after this year.
Oh, stoppage. Oh, there might be a stoppage of play. Is it Baldwinsville player is down? Can't see who that is at the moment. There's an injury timeout. It'll be, looks like number 10 if I'm not mistaken. That is Dylan Wortham, but trotting off under his own power. We hope that he is okay.
I can't say. I didn't bring my glasses. So I honestly cannot see
That does
anything.
look like number, yeah, that was number 10. Hope he is okay.
Injuries are the worst part of sports. That's something you just do not like to see. Stoppage of play because of an injury is probably one of the worst things. You hate to see people injured. It happens in sports, but it is definitely one of the awful downsides of playing a sport. It's one of the risks taken with playing any sport at any level.
Flag on the play. So it looks like there's a flag on the Syracuse City Cougars. Takes it up top to 23, Colin Doyle. Doyle slowing things down, trying to lure Syracuse City to take the ball so that the flag can be called. With 3:26 left in this second half. Takes it, rips it. Missed shot by Trey Ordway. Let's see.
Looks like it was a cross-checking penalty.
1 minute cross-checking on Syracuse. We're going to get the official confirmation from Daryl White, our PA announcer. Owen Burns, 1 minute for cross-checking. You could really say Owen Burns got burned there. Sorry for the wordplay, but it was there.
A little analogy, right?
Quinn takes it behind net, dishes it to Ryan Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looks for the shot. Quinn takes it, passes it back to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck back to Quinn. Back to Hollenbeck. Up top to Dial. Dial dishes it to Doyle. Ordway has it to Keegan Lynch. Lynch dishes it to Doyle. Doyle shoots. Great save by Kessler, almost in the net.
He really tried to, didn't see that go in. He really tried to dig that out of the net. He did a great job of saving that ball.
And Baldwinsville gets it back, but his stick is knocked out of his hand. His stick was knocked out of his hand with the ball in it.
An insane turn of events as the ball is knocked out
there's a flag
of Seamus Burns' hand.
Flag on the play.
I got to use the little graphic. I'm so proud of myself. We've never used that in the history of the North Star Network.
The smile on Drew's face. We're going to see what that flag is. We're waiting for confirmation from Daryl White. Holding on. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Trey Ordway, 1 minute for cross-checking. So now both teams are even. Both Baldwinsville and Syracuse City have a man down for 1 minute cross-checking. Syracuse City has possession, dishes it to Owen Burns. Burns slowing it down, looking for someone. 2 minutes left. Burns takes it up top to Pat Boyle. Pat Boyle, looking for someone, finds Evan Carducci, but misses Carducci. That will be out of bounds, and Baldwinsville ball.
it looks like Syracuse obviously not happy with that because they don't get possession of the ball, obviously. But what can you do about that? Baldwinsville taking it back as it starts out.
Well, Drew, you saw
Tucker
Syracuse City against RFA. They had a slow first half, and then they dropped 6 goals on them to ice the win. So we know that Syracuse City is more of a fourth quarter team. Will they be able to show their fourth quarter prowess against Baldwinsville?
They've done a great job of shutting down Baldwinsville. After they got that 7th goal in the first half, they've done a tremendous job at shutting them down. They just haven't got a lot of time to work on their attack. Something definitely that head coach Matthew Dowd will want to talk about at this intermission that's going to happen in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Caden Cox takes it behind net. Cox looking for a shot. Deflected. And it looks like Quinn is trying to take it in the end zone. Timeout on Baldwinsville. So Baldwinsville will use their second timeout as Drew gets to hit the timeout button again. Drew, what do you think Baldwinsville is talking about in their timeout right now?
Well, Johnny, I saw your sideline report where you're talking about how Liverpool's head coach was talking about how they need to maintain what they were doing throughout this game. Now, Baldwinsville obviously should not be having to do anything really massively different. They kind of got their groove. They kind of got that wave of momentum, as I like to say, going in this second quarter of the game. There's a minute left. What he's probably talking about is using this timeout to rest his players for that second half, get a little rest. And he might be talking about just, again, maintaining what they're doing on defense and on the attack. They're doing a tremendous job right now. Syracuse coming down to becoming a little bit more dominant against Baldwinsville, but that's pretty much it. Baldwinsville does not have to worry about much.
Yeah, Matthew Wilcox for Baldwinsville. A big round of applause for Matthew Wilcox and the job that he has done. This is his, not including 2020, the COVID year, this is his 6th season at the helm of Baldwinsville. I read the story in a local newspaper from when he was hired in 2015, and he said he wants to win. This is a childhood dream of his. He followed the previous Baldwinsville head coach. He's done a great job. He's executed his plan that he wanted to do when he started at Baldwinsville. So great job by Matthew Wilcox.
An amazing job. You know, a coach that just came on, was it this year, Johnny, or last year? Chuck Wilbur from OCC.
This is Chuck Wilbur's first year with the North Stars.
First year with the North Stars.
Chuck Wilbur.
Major local news story because he was amazing with OCC.
So good that they named the OCC lacrosse field after him. It is Chuck Wilbur Field at Onondaga Community College. I got to take a second to shout out the sister on our Syracuse North Stars. Great season for them. They finished at 9-5. You lose to your rival. I mean, you made it into sectionals. You played a game in sectionals. A-plus job for them. We look forward to watching this team grow over the next 2 years. It's good. Section 3, as these players who are on the teams now mature, this is going to be fun to watch over the next few years.
A really fun team to watch, especially with the girls lacrosse team. A dominant JV team for girls lacrosse. A lot of things that are looking promised for them. Promising for the girls lacrosse team. Both lacrosse teams looking promising. A little bit of rebuild coming here for the men's lacrosse team as they lose a lot of their starting players. But, you know, with every team, there's a rebuild. Chuck Wilbur is going to do a fantastic job. We put our complete faith in Chuck Wilbur and his lacrosse team.
We know Chuck Wilbur can do that. As Baldwinsville tries to get something going with 10 seconds left, the pass bounced.
I hear that all the way from up here.
Tristan Bell Thomas tries to take it, passes it to midfield, and that is half, folks. 7-2 Baldwinsville at the half over the Syracuse City Cougars. Drew, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, you know, Baldwinsville did a great job with those goals, those unanswered goals from Syracuse, from Baldwinsville that went unanswered by Syracuse. But, you know, Syracuse has got to do a little bit more on their attack. They're really getting down, I guess, gritty with it down on defense. Their goalie, Cosmo Kessler, doing a fantastic, phenomenal job in net for Syracuse City tonight. But Baldwinsville's got to be worrying about their attack. Syracuse City's got to be worrying about their attack. But I don't think Baldwinsville has too much to worry about entering this half.
Yes, and we're going to see you for a great second half of Section 3 Class A semifinal lacrosse here on the North Star Network. We'll see in a few minutes. Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
booth view. Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the North Star Network. Alongside Drew Matiasik, I'm Johnny Lisi. The Baldwinsville Bees are beating the Syracuse City Cougars 7-2, as you can see on our scoreboard below, with 2 quarters left to go here in the Class A, Section 3 Class A semifinals. Drew, what were your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it was a great attack from Baldwinsville for the first part of that half. Great defense by Syracuse City for the second part of that half. I can't wait to see what Syracuse City can do if they can produce anything on their attack, because now's the time to do it.
Yeah, Baldwinsville taking it. Dial, we found out from Daryl White, it is Dial, not Dill. Dial.
Because he's dialed in.
He is. Can't see who has it. Looks like 23, Colin Doyle has it on top. Doyle dishes down low. 17 takes it, goal!
Ryan Hollenbeck is third of the game.
Number 17 strikes again, Drew. Beautiful ball movement by Baldwinsville. What did you think of that possession?
It was amazing, tremendous. Ryan Hollenbeck with the hat trick in this game sends Baldwinsville up 8-2. A rocket of a shot from Ryan Hollenbeck as Jacob Chiz lines up for the faceoff.
Yeah, like you said, we always would love to get exit velocity for lacrosse. We've gotten some crazy exit velos throughout this spring season. As Chiz gets it behind him and gives it to Carson Dial. Dial has it. Takes it to about the 30-yard line. Guarded closely by Tommy Ryu. Passes it to Keegan Lynch. Keegan Lynch has been fairly quiet today. Keegan Lynch and Trey Ordway, both for Baldwinsville, have been quiet thus far as Lynch passes it to Trey Ordway. I guess they heard me. As Ordway takes it up top. Ordway trying to make a move. Takes it up top. Tries to make a man miss. Passes. Shoots. And that ball was ripped over the netting by Colin Doyle. Drew, that was a rocket.
That was a rocket. It was a line drive. A little bit higher than a line drive.
A little bit higher than a
something
line
you got to
drive.
put a little hop into your step to get.
Yeah. Lynch passes it to Doyle. Doyle trying to get something to work up top. Calling out some plays. Passes it to Keegan Lynch, the All-American. Lynch back to Doyle. Doyle back to Lynch. Lynch is up top. Misses Doyle there. And it will be Syracuse City ball. Drew, we really didn't see Syracuse City get past midfield that much in the second quarter.
Not really. Again, they're great on defense, but it's just too much defense. I mean, defense wins championships, but you got to get some goals. You can't win a game with only scoring 2 goals in lacrosse. I mean, maybe you can, but
Yeah.
it's very hard to do it if you want to keep
Definitely.
someone 2-1. I mean, that's a hockey score. I mean, lacrosse scores 8-2 Baldwinsville. They're doing a great job defensively. They just got to keep
get it back.
attack momentum. Yeah, they need to get the ball back.
You really gotta rely on your main senior defender if you're Syracuse City, Tristan Bell Thomas.
You do.
Tries to get something going. Ryan Quinn just misses the goal on that bounce shot a little bit to the right on that one.
Just a bit outside. From
There's a baseball right.
Major League, one of the greatest movies ever. Bob Uecker, that one line. Just a bit outside.
Takes his stick out of his hand. The ball is still in the stick. That's the second time I've seen that this
Seamus
game.
Burns' stick knocked out of his hand, the long stick, and the ball's going to Baldwinsville.
That I have no words for that.
Leo
I've never
Johnson
seen that.
started it off.
I don't think I've ever seen that in college. In Syracuse University lacrosse, not Syracuse City lacrosse. That was crazy. That was the second time. Happened once to Baldwinsville, now happened once to Syracuse City. Baldwinsville has a pretty good student section. They traveled well. They took the about 15, 20-minute trek over here to Michael J. Bragman Stadium. Rips a shot, and that's in. Number 23, Colin Doyle, gets his first goal of the season. And let's see, there it is. Oh, couldn't tell what that was, but that was magnificent. Drew, beautiful goal by Baldwinsville. That was a rip.
And the celebration is even better, in my opinion. I think Baldwinsville sideline celebrations are more excited. I'm more excited to see that than the actual game.
Yeah, you know, Drew, I hope the viewers at home know, if I was on the sideline for this game, I would sneak myself onto the Baldwinsville sideline just to celebrate with those guys. That seems like a fun group of guys. As Chiz loses the faceoff to 14, Cameron Golden. As Beeville gets the ball back but stripped away. Good defense by number 30, Kellen Hicks. But number 11, Braden Penfeather Stevenson, gets it back. Rips a shot, and that's in. Another one for Ryan Hollenbeck, number 17.
Insane. He is insane this game. Nothing less. 4 goals in this game. Ryan Hollenbeck. I'm going to do some quick math here. You know I'm not good at that. 33 goals. 29 plus 4. 33.
That's amazing. This 17 is dominant in New York State again as Beeville drops double digits on Syracuse City. It's 10-2 with 8:33 left to go. That's a pretty high score that you're not seeing every night.
That you're not used to seeing a lot.
Yeah.
Especially.
Chiz and Cameron Golden again. Chiz wins it easily. Dishes it to number 17 again. Oh, that ball was ripped.
That was a
by
rocket.
Braden Penfeather Stevenson. That shot was ripped. And he has, Drew, you realize Penfeather Stevenson has a long stick. So that ball had even more velocity coming off of it.
It did.
We've seen Josh Kubala make shots like that. Rips a shot. Ordway deflected. Had that not been deflected, it would have been 11-2 Baldwinsville.
I could just tell he was really trying to rip that one.
As we say in baseball, aiming for the cheap seats.
You know, as we talk about baseball, that reminds me of Bob Huker's ad, I must be in the front row.
That was a great one.
Great one.
As Doyle takes it up top. Doyle has a goal tonight. Doyle tries to pass it. Gets through, working through the defense, is number 33, Trey Ordway. Rips a shot, another one! And another one for Ryan Hollenbeck. My goodness.
5 goals. That's, what was he at? We're going to do math. 34 goals.
That, magnificent. Magnificent. That beautiful job. I got to say, that my MVP so far is Ryan Hollenbeck. And Ryan Hollenbeck.
First star of the night. First star of the night, Ryan Hollenbeck.
He's making me. I was going back and forth between Trey Ordway and Ryan Hollenbeck as a player to watch. I should have put Ryan Hollenbeck. As that ball gets past Chiz. Chiz running for it. There's a fight for it. And the refs will say it is Syracuse City ball. It's a gift for the Cougars. They are the Syracuse City Cougars. Syracuse City is a combination of Corcoran, Henniger, Nottingham, Fowler, and Solvay. A lot of Corcoran players on this team.
I almost just fell out of my chair reaching for that bracket, Johnny. Sorry for that that gasp right there. Oh no.
The winner will play the number 3 seed Liverpool. That will be this Friday at 5 o'clock on the North Star Network. Owen O'Keefe and Rob Bateman will have you covered with that one. Oh, I would call that a shot on goal by Tommy Reeve. The second it came out of his stick, you could see that he knew that was a shot gone awry, and that was his chance to make it 11-3 for the Cuse. Goalie still has it, Nick Carey. Nick Carey passes it to Keegan Lynch. Lynch dishes at midfield to Tucker Macknick. Macknick with the long stick running down the field. Macknick to number 17, Ryan Hollenbeck, our first star of the game. Gives it to Jacob Chiz.
Chiz.
We really haven't seen much of Chiz in the offense except for face-off.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest.
Oh, wait, I think that might be Ryan Quinn. I can't see if that was Ryan Quinn. It's a 1, not a 7. Shot inside. Hollenbeck misses. Hollenbeck was right in Cosmo Kessler's face, and Cosmo Kessler said, nope, I'm going to block it there.
Yep. I mean, Hollenbeck, rifle of a shot. Cosmo Kessler, 5 times tonight. 5 goals, right, for Ryan Hollenbeck?
Yeah.
5 times tonight, has not seen
13
Keegan
takes
Lynch.
it. Keegan Lynch. Looking for a fast break, but decides to slow it down. Dishes it up top to number 2, Caden Cox. Cox has 2 goals, 3 assists on the season. Ryan Quinn slowing it down up top. Looks like he's going to find Leo Johnson, the senior. This Baldwinsville team really is filled up of seniors and juniors. A lot of juniors on this team. So Beeville next year, they're going to have a lot of graduating seniors. As Ryan Hollenbeck works around, trying to get his 6th. 22 takes it in, and that's a goal! Carson Dial is dialed in.
For his 31st goal of the season. Did he score tonight?
He did. I think that's his 2nd goal of the season.
32nd
goal of the game.
Goal of the season. 9 assists. Johnny, let's see if I can do it. 41 points this season. There we go.
Great math. That was beautiful. That was a great goal by Baldwinsville. No celebration there as they go up by double digits. It's 12-2. 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Looks like, I never say never, but it looks like it's going to be Baldwinsville and Liverpool in the championship game. It's Jacob Chiz in the face-off circle. It wins it easily, beats Cameron Golden. Chiz dishes it. Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck looks for a shot, but slows it down. Great catch by Colin Doyle. Almost took Colin Doyle's arm off. That goes to number 11, Braden Penafeather Stevenson. Shot, pass. Hollenbeck off the post. Drew, the real MVP of pretty much every game, made a play. The post.
The goal post. Yep. Every game.
Every game. This man is that post is consistent, as it is
the most consistent goal you'll ever get.
Scooped up by Doyle. Doyle passes it. Penafeather Stevenson shoots, deflected and flown over the net.
Another deflected shot, I believe, off Penafeather Stevens.
Penafeather Stevenson.
Yep.
You should have gotten. Excuse me.
No. That was me that said.
No,
I
was about to say something and I completely forgot what I was going to say. But Penafeather Stevenson with the long stick gets it again. This takes it behind the net. It's Ryan Quinn. Dishes it. Hollenbeck. Yet another. Count it. 13-2 Baldwinsville.
He has scored almost 50% of Baldwinsville's goals tonight. I don't think we saw a great showing from Ryan Hollenbeck on April 29th, the game that was here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. But I think it's safe to say he's doing a tremendous job tonight.
A+. Star of the night. 100%. 13-2 Baldwinsville. Can we just say it's Ryan Hollenbeck versus Syracuse City? Because this man is dropping goals. As Leo Johnson gets it. I got to say no pun intended, but Ryan Hollenbeck is giving me lacrosse goals right now. Giving me goals. Number 22, Carson Dial has it. Dial working on the outside. Dial passes it. Hollenbeck another! 7 goals!
Now it's 50% of the goals that Hollenbeck's been in on. It's impressive to be on 50% of the points, 50% of the plays in the game, but 50% of the goal. That's incredible.
Beautiful. I feel like, Drew, every time we do a game together, someone has an insane performance. Our first game together, it was Jackson Razmovsky. Our second game together, it was the amazing Zach Filipkowski. Chiz takes it. Hollenbeck, could we see yet another? Hollenbeck dishes it. Loses the ball, but another goal. That is number 16, Greg Marinelli.
Johnny, I think that I hope our viewers remember when Zach Filipkowski knew Hartford was destroying Franklin Academy, and there was a buzzer beater 3. Johnny went insane. To this day, I still send Johnny clips on Instagram of broadcasters going insane after a walk-off or a buzzer-beating goal in hockey.
That's me. I was on the sideline for CNS Liverpool, and whenever CNS scored a goal, I was like, yes! I was getting animated on the sideline. It's 15-2. Baldwinsville over Syracuse City. You got to say, Ryan Hollenbeck. That's really all I can say. I'm just going to say that. Ryan Hollenbeck.
Yep.
Amazing. Chiz gets it past. Cameron Golden hits it back, and that is taken by Ryan Quinn. Baldwinsville looking to do something. Slowing it down. Keegan Lynch passes it up top to Trey Ordway. Ordway passes it to Dial.
And we just got word from our scoreboard manager and wonderful PA announcer, Daryl White and Chris Pilata, that this is indeed going to be running time now.
Yeah.
15-2.
Shot, goal. Count it. Trey Ordway.
You know, this might allow for us to see some players that we normally don't see, especially in a playoff game, such as Nick Foster or Carter Little to enter the game.
Yeah, those are great players by Baldwinsville. In other news, the Yankees are beating the Baltimore Orioles 2-0 on an Anthony Rizzo solo home run and a Jose Trevino blast.
The Mets won 13-3 against the Giants last night. You know, Johnny, you know how Keith Hernandez, we'd love to talk about his insurance scam on the air.
I've listened to that many times. That is beautiful.
You're going to have to listen to Gary Cohen talking about Jolie Rodriguez at center field at Coors Field in Colorado and how he sat in center field on the rocks to watch the game.
And that is deflected, and it will go back to the Cougars.
And how he likes to enjoy Red Bull on the steps, spit some seeds, and Gary Cohen said he turned into a meme. Keith Hernandez had no idea what a meme was. He said, I thought it was pronounced a meme.
Keith Hernandez is a national treasure. I love my Yankees announcers, Michael Kay, David Cohn, Cameron Mabin. And we're getting word that it is now 3-0 Gleyber Torres.
As Baldwinsville
strikes
again. Looks like that might have been scored by Keegan Lynch. Or
Keegan Lynch,
it looks like number 26, my apologies. Christian
Petragani.
Thank you for that. I have no idea how to say that last name.
We know you in Drew. We know you in Beeville pronunciations.
Me and Beeville pronunciations do not have a good record. Not at all.
Oh, Drew, we have some fun. That was from the Baldwinsville CNS girls lacrosse game over April break. So we're going to take a break just for a second as these two teams take a breather, and we'll see you back here in just a moment. It is actually the end of the quarter, not a timeout. We'll be back for the fourth quarter.
We did shout out, I said that Carter Little and Nick Foster, that as this game gets 17-2, you could probably see it. I usually do, but my phone tried.
Well, water break, because I need it. So, three teams going to make it to the World Series.
Welcome back. Looks like Jacob Chiz. That is not Jacob Chiz, excuse me. That is number 8, Thomas Nosoveski for Baldwinsville. Syracuse City, number 30, Kellen Hicks, fighting for that one. Hicks misses it, and there's a battle along the sideline. And looks like number 21, Anthony Nicolucci, gets it. Passes it to 13, Keegan Lynch. Lynch through the defense. Number 22, and that's a goal! Carson Dial is dialed in. Yet another goal for the Beeville Bees.
And we also have news for people at Michael J. Bragman Stadium that for some reason might be listening to the broadcast in the stands. If you
Hey,
did
that's
not
not
hear
a problem. We
the
love all
public
viewers.
address announcement, 50% off anything in the concession stand. Everything must go. There's only one game left, Johnny. I just realized this is our last game until next year.
Oh, this has been a great season.
It's been
a
a
huge
tremendous
thank you
season.
again, Owen O'Keefe, Rob Bateman, giving us these opportunities. This year we went to the Carrier Dome, NBT Bank Stadium. We've done sectionals. We've got to do a states basketball game. The opportunities that we've had this year are endless. A huge thank you to them. We don't know if they're listening right now. They're a few booths down, but if they go back and listen to this game, thank you guys. We're going to miss you next year, but next year, big things in store for the North Star Network. We start September 9th officially with football as the North Stars take on the Monroe Woodbury Crusaders. That is September 9th, 6:30 on the North Star Network. And many more games ahead next year. You're going to hear Drew and I. You might hear a little bit of Aaron Tarquinio, Hunter Bashuska, among a few other voices next year. So you're going to see some new voices. You're going to hear our familiar voices. It's going to be a great season next year, and we're going to miss our seniors. And thank you to the guys who have come before them. And thank you to Mr. Vanette, Tim Bednarski. It's going to be a great next 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, but again, it's never going to be the same without Rob and Owen. Thank you to those guys. Every time we needed a ride somewhere, they were always available to us. Every time we wanted a game, they were always giving it to us. They were always extremely, extremely great on the air, extremely great people, and we are really going to miss them here at the North Star Network.
I know. Yeah. Yep. It was great. It was great to have them, and looks like Beeville's trying to get something to work. The clock is running. We got 9:26. I have to say, my favorite game, and that is in and missed by number 5, Jamison Gipe, the junior. I got to say, my favorite game of the season was the NBT Bank Stadium game. I still look back at that game, and I laugh because of all of the references. Tim Tebow. I'm sorry, Tim Tebow, the heater. If you listen to the game, that was
I'm
such
sure
a fun
Tim
game.
Tebow was listening
It was
to it in Jacksonville.
absolutely freezing. We had one window open, and we are still freezing. Tonight, a nice breeze. I'm still hot. It's a beautiful evening here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium. A beautiful night for some good high school lacrosse. Leo Johnson has it. Shoots!
I heard the crack of the stick from here from that
Jamison
shot.
Gipe was tackled, but great deflection in goal by Cosmo Kessler, but the Bees will get it back. That is Leo Johnson, a name we've said a lot this evening. Caden Cox has it. Cox rips. Misses that. And Beeville will get it back. That looks like it is our MVP, Ryan Hollenbeck, coming off the field, being applauded. Ryan Hollenbeck, great job tonight as number 35, Zach Sorrow.
I don't think I've seen this in my broadcasting career yet where the fans, when someone comes off the field after a massive game like that, where they just get almost a standing ovation for Ryan Hollenbeck from the Baldwinsville student
Great job.
section.
I can't wait to he's going to perform well against Liverpool. Liverpool has a good defense, but I think Beeville is going to be your Section 3 Class A champions for this season. As it deflects, shoots back over the goal and hits the net. If it hit that back net, Drew, and they counted that as a goal, it would be 30-3, at least. Syracuse City had a few over deflections. Baldwinsville has had countless. Trey Ordway applauded as he comes off. Petragani, that's a goal! Knocked down on a flag. Will the goal count?
No, that's Jamison Gipe, I
Jamison Gipe, excuse me. That was 19-2, and look at that. They did it again. Drew, I think after a great broadcast or after a great call, next year we should do that. What do you think, Hunter? Do you think we should do a big celebration?
I think with the amount of touchdowns the North Stars are making, I don't think we'd be able to just get up. We just keep rolling around.
We could do that. I think we could do that. Yeah, see, we can start rowing. You can't see it, but I was doing it. being a Beeville B sideline cheerleader. Number 8, that is not Jacob Chiz. Thomas Nosveski wins it. Nosveski shoots, deflected. Bobbled by Baldwinsville. Baldwinsville trying to get it back, and they do. Dishes it to number 16, the long stick. Greg Marinelli. Marinelli trots off as not Nick Foster, excuse me. 24, Anthony Mencanelli comes back in as 32. We don't have a 32 on our roster, trots on. 32 has it. Dishes it back to Geip. Baldwinsville fighting for it. A long stick from Syracuse City gets it up top and misses it. Golfed by number 24, Anthony Mencanelli. Hope he's okay. Geip tripped, missed the ball, and it will go the Cougars' way. That was a tough play, Drew. He just tripped. That was flat out. He's okay. That's like in basketball when you have a wet spot and you just slip. An odd sighting in lacrosse, but good thing that he's okay.
You know, it definitely used to happen. Speaking of that, at the Boston Celtics, they played at the TD Garden along with the Boston Bruins. There used to be a condensation problem with just putting the court right over the ice, and there's a lot. It's a big mess down there in Boston for a while, but they got that cleaned up.
Number 5, Tyler Hale takes it behind. 16, Owen Burns works with it. We really haven't seen much of Burns. He scored both goals as he passes it to Pat Boyle. Pat Boyle trying to get something to work. Boyle speeding up, trying to go behind the net, and he just goes behind the net to get something going. Boyle trying to get something to work, passes it to number 17, Tommy Ryu. Ryu, a dominant player, another dominant number 17. Ryu lets it rip and bounces off of the stick of the goalie, and there is a flag on the play.
Johnny, I think that Syracuse has let up 16 unanswered goals so far.
You got to be, if you're Coach Matt Dowd of Syracuse City, you're disappointed, yes, that you lost, but A+ for these guys.
It was a great season.
They're the only team to lose a game in sectionals but also win. You won a game in sectionals. You made it to the semifinals. You're the 4 seed in Class A. That's a round of applause. A great season. Heartbreaking end for the Syracuse City Cougars here. They're going to miss all of their seniors. They have a bunch of seniors. Anthony Haskins, Bruce, Chris O'Brien, Tommy Ryu, Tristan and Bell Thomas. Baldwinsville has a ton of seniors, so this is great for them that they are going to compete with the Liverpool Warriors for the section championship this Friday at 5 o'clock right here at Michael J. Bragman Stadium at Cicero North Syracuse High School. 2:55 left in this fourth quarter. And 32 taking it down the field. Goalie has it.
It's gotten to a point in this game, and you love to see it. You just love to see players who don't necessarily. It looks like there's a timeout on the Baldwinsville Bees as I get to click that wonderful button again. But you don't get. You love to see in sports just players that do not necessarily get to get into games all the time and that get into games. We saw that against ESM with CNS. I was on the call with Owen O'Keefe, and Jack Oswald scored 2 goals. It was one of his first times entering the game all season, practicing with this team, doing the same drills as the team all year, but just not getting a chance to play. Got in the game, 2 goals, a tremendous season, and again, once again, a tremendous season to the CNS North Stars boys lacrosse team. A wonderful season, too, to the Syracuse Cougars lacrosse team. I'm a big believer in comebacks, but I think 17 goals is a little stretch. Maybe a little bit more than a little
how
stretch.
symbolic. The difference, Baldwinsville is up by 17. Who did most of the scoring? Number 17, Ryan Hollenbeck. Just saying. That's pretty cool.
That is incredible. Ryan Hollenbeck, a star player, and we'll take a little quick second break here.
We'll be right back.
Stick of Judson Ferris was knocked out of his hands on that faceoff as Syracuse gets possession.
That's a fun name, Judson Ferris. Is that a timeout on the field? Another timeout. That is a timeout for the Syracuse City Cougars.
And no. The button is hit. There you go.
Drew struggled there a little bit.
Struggled. It's on my paper.
You know, Drew, it's been a great game, and I have to say, it's been a great 2021-2022 season with you. A great spring season.
It feels like, I don't know how it could be over. You know, it feels like just yesterday we were standing right outside the booth. For our first game, I was a little in over my head when I came in. We both did amazing.
Yeah, I remember standing over there. That corner, I remember that specific spot. Some of my favorite moments from that game was some of the flags. I couldn't really see the flags that were thrown by the officials that night. So I would look over at Hunter and Aaron, and Hunter would do them again and mouth the words, and I would say the wrong penalty, and Hunter would look at me again and go, "No, wrong penalty." Yeah, that was a very fun game. I remember that. I remember we were doing it. We were practicing calling CNS and warm-ups, and I looked over at you, and I said, I remember we did one play, and I said, "Drew, we're going to be pretty good at this."
Yeah, and you know what? Look what we've evolved to. You know, when I first joined the North Star Network, thank you to Owen O'Keefe. Without him, I would not be here because I saw him promoted on his story, and he got me as a member.
I remember and that is a missed shot. Thank you to Geo Heater. He got me into this program. I sent an email to Geo, and I'm like, why not? And thank you to him, and I interned under Kyle Marshak. Thank you to Kyle, and that's when I met Owen and Rob, and it was a great season. So thank you to everyone who's come before us: Geo Heater, Kyle Marshak, Robert Bateman, Owen O'Keefe, and last year's lacrosse analyst, Riley Kennedy. I learned a lot about lacrosse from Riley Kennedy as Syracuse City tries to get something going with just under 90 seconds. That shot is ripped and it's missed, and it will stay with the Syracuse City Cougars.
You know, Johnny, I was a really big baseball fan, and, I was just stuck on baseball before North Star Network. But bringing me out to all these different sports has really made me look into different sports. Like, I never really watched hockey a lot. I watch hockey a lot more now. Even though we never broadcast it, I really wanted to broadcast it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of new sports under our belts, and it was a really great season.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Thank you, and thank you to everyone who's made this happen. I know we thank them a lot. But, we got 40 seconds left. Running clock, 19-2. Baldwinsville, and the ball will go to, it looks like, the Bees. Baldwinsville's going to take it out. Their goalie Mason Clark rips it cross field.
As the time is ticking down for the Cougars.
32 takes it, runs it down. Could we see 20 goals? Number 26, Judson Ferris has it. Ferris rips it just wide. Just
a bit outside.
Whenever I say Judson Ferris, I think of Ferris Bueller. Great movie, Drew.
We were going to do a skit for Ferris Bueller.
We were. Be on the lookout for that next year. That idea is not done.
It's just in the back of our minds.
And the Baldwinsville Bees take down the Syracuse City Cougars 19-2, and they have punched their ticket to the Section 3 Class A championships on Friday against the third seeded Liverpool Cougars. Thank you, everyone, for joining. A big thank you to Hunter Bashuska, Mr. Bednarski, Owen O'Keefe, Robert Bateman, Daryl White, Chris Pilata, our spotter, Mr. Vanette. Drew, anything before we wrap up?
It was a great season for both teams. It was a great season for us. It's surprising to me. I mean, we might try and get a baseball game, but it's surprising to me that this is our last game for 3.5 months. So,
I know.
for the last time, for a few months, I'm Drew Matiasik.
I'm Johnny Lisi. Thank you for watching the North Star Network. We will see you, hopefully. Drew and I will see you in September. But Owen and Robert will be back on Friday. We'll see you in the fall.
Thank you.